Ladies and gentlemen, sim racing fans, welcome to Virtual Gateway, better known as Worldwide Technology Raceway, for an exhibition race here in the Bump and Run Cup Series. It's all for fun, and tonight it's also all about patience, precision, and a bit of muscle as these next-gen NASCAR Cup cars take to this unique 1.25-mile oval and a 135-lap showdown as we cut to the point standings from Phoenix just last race. Congratulations, Kyla McCarthy, your Bump and Run Cup Series champion, and congratulations to Charles Van Schwick coming away with the race win from Phoenix. My name's Sean Stam. Welcome in here to Stam Studio Network. We got the one, we got the only. We like to call him the commentator up here. Justin, how are you doing on this wonderful, wonderful last race of Bump and Run?
Doing good. Glad to have all you folks here with us. Kind of sad, last race of the year, but glad to have had the opportunity to be with all these folks all year long. And boy, it's fixing to be a good one here. I'll for a lot of glory, not a whole lot of money, but a whole lot of glory. As you can say, you picked up the last race win of the year, so it'll be fun to watch.
It's going to be fun to watch as we will experience that transition into darkness here tonight. That's going to mess with the temperature. Right now we're sitting at a temperature of 73 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 23 Celsius for anybody across the pond. Humidity, it's still high up there in the 81% range. As well as we'll take a look at our starting grid here tonight, brought to you by Bearded Bear Customized. And also, Ted, if you're watching, hopefully everything's going A-okay there for you after what you went through there today. Hopefully the recovery time is short for you. Kyla McCarthy, he was only 5th fastest in practice, but our champion's gonna slap it up there on the pole with a 32.261. Tyler Massey, that Sam Studio Network affiliated Harvest, he'll start at P2. Matthew Fitch, Sean Jutson, Mark Berry. How about Austin Mice? That's another Sam Studio Network member, a VIP member, I believe. Austin, we appreciate your monthly contributions. That's who ran out the top 6. It'll be Cameron Smith, Justin Steeves, I believe, was fastest in practice. He'll start P8. Tyler Myers, Chris Campbell, Willie B. Roberts, and Joe Stipe. Also Charles Van Schwick, he'll start at the rear of the field, but it'll be fun to watch him slice and dice, work his way back up through it.
Charles, did they put a bounty on the man or something? Did he not cut a lot of laps? Charles starting 13th. So going to be interested to see him get work back through this field, that's for sure.
I'm getting some deja vu as it won't be the first time that we've seen Mr. Charles Van Schwick start from the rear of the field, but we'll have to see about these two front drivers up here up front, because I noticed in the short run kind of practice, short run stints in practice, these drivers were kind of struggling here out of the exit of turn number 2 off of these colder tires, these lower tire pressures as we run from kind of these short tracks. Kind of want to make sure that the speed is in these cars here for the late run. Being an open setup, you kind of have that capability to adjust your springs, your dampeners, your independent rear suspension. It all goes into it here, as this is iRacing Simulation Motorsports, not iRacing Video Game Motorsports. Justin,
it's not a video game?
No, it's a simulator, but it's Justin. Let's do it for one more time here this season. It's the Bump and Run Cup Series. It's one more race. It's lap 1 out of 135 from Virtual Gateway. Kyla McCarthy, he's on the pole. Green flag is out. We're coming to you, Mr. Commentator.
Working our way down the long front stretch here at Gateway. See him dive it off into the corners. Kind of going to float this thing up, kind of midline there. Fitt's going to be able to get that right here on the bottom, as he's going to have Massey. He's stuck on the outside.
Massey's still stuck on that outside, but retaining P2. Then there's a nice battle for P5 and P6. Austin Mice. How about Mark Berry? He's going to slip and slide it down there, turn 3 and 4. The turns 3 and 4, turns 1 and 2, completely different. 3 and 4, a little bit more like Phoenix, our championship track. 1 and 2, a lot tighter. As we'll see what Tyler Myers is able to do in the W Energy paint scheme. As Justin Steeves has a huge lockup on the front. He's going to fall 1, 2, 3 positions back.
Oh, hit it, Sean.
Like let's say pebble for
a brick.
Yeah.
Like a brick. Now here we go, working our way back off through 4. Right now it's the 24 and the 17. Battle up here at the front, side by side.
Whoa!
Behind through there. Ooh, 17 with a little bit of a juke and jive move. I don't know what that was. Looked like a Cadillac stealing like a Beamer, I guess. I don't know, but 24 not going to have the high side clear. It's going to kind of make the 69 pick a lane. And he's going to stick to the bottom side right there. That 69 Camaro down there on the bottom, really able to rotate a lot better than everybody else. Right now, that 24 going to look to go down there also.
I'm liking that rotation here earlier on from the number 69, but as I kind of mentioned earlier, you want to make sure that you have the long run in speed in the Chevrolet, the Dark Horse Ford Mustang, or your Toyota Camry. Matthew Fitz looks fast out of the gates here earlier on. Sean Jetson continues to run right where he started, but that's another car I'm liking the rotation of. Let's hop on board with Sean Jetson here. Let's see, he's in 4th gear through 3 and 4. Let's see if he ships it down here into 3rd, into the tight, treacherous 1 and 2. Gets a nice run off that Stam Studio Network Harvest Ford Mustang of Tyler Massey. Sean Jetson has the inside. Let's see if he slides it down in there. No, and matter of fact, keeps it in 4th gear. Kind of keeps the momentum rolling. Tries to hitch those outside rumble strips on the corner apex.
Them rumble strips can really upset that hot rod. Really make it have to overdrive, or it could maybe upset the tires and you go spinning around. Coach Judson right now looking all over the back bumper. The number 17 Harvest Stam Studio Ford Mustang of Tyler Massey. We're going to have to find the line here. And you kind of got 3 lanes here. Nobody really likes running that high side wall line, and most everybody sticks to the bottom of the mid lane. Kind of seems to be where your honey spot is right there. And I think you'll see maybe be a 2-lane. Maybe as the race rolls on around through here, we'll go to 3 wide. But I think for the time being, we're just going to stay where we're at and just hopefully we can keep this thing moving.
Right there with you. Well, Tyler Myers searches up that outside line. I don't know if he meant to do it, as there's a little kind of scratch up there in the front left quarter panel as Chris Campbell in the Bearded Bear customized Toyota Camry 68 machine makes that pass happen. As we'll go back here. Oh, Fitz! Fitz is loose as a goose. He doesn't save
Having
it.
Fitz.
Uh-oh.
He's having Fitz.
Fitz is having Fitz. I like it. We're going to keep it under green flag conditions, but Matthew is he's out of luck here tonight. Another fast machine. Oh my! That almost doesn't even look like driver error. It almost looks like hardware error. I have to take the onboard shot here with. Okay, where's he at? There's Fitz. Watch the steering wheel and listen in here, unless just it gets that loose. That's weird looking, Justin.
That thing wadded it up. That thing is wadded up.
One more look at it here as we're still under green flag conditions. Matthew Fitz, bang, out of it here tonight.
Bada bing, bada boom. I fought the wall in. Wall one.
All right, well, while we have a brief sort of little moment here, Ricardo Cano, I think it is every single race here on Stam Studio Network. Hola, Ricardo, down there from Buenos Aires. Welcome in live to YouTube lands. We got Terry Carey as well as Kyla McCarthy saying, told you I like this track, right? McCarthy, he's keeping about that 0.8 of a second gap over Mr. Tyler Massey right here. Look at the focus. Look at what it takes. Not out of the hands, not out of the driver's eyes as well, but as the fans love it. That foot cam down there, Justin.
Got that foot cam working. Big on. Go and roll through around through there. Rotate. Pivot. Pivot. And straighten her on out through there. Just gonna pivot that thing.
Now, Justin.
All right, we'll pivot. Pivot.
Oh, there's a third gear. I knew we'd see out of one of these setups here from one of these next gens that we'd see a driver go slap it in the third gear. And tonight it's the Nitro Racing setup shop. Camaro, Kyla McCarthy, he's also fastest driver on the track that lap. Nice battle. Here's come Cameron Smith. He's starting to roll with some pace, trying to take the spot over Chris Campbell as he just passed Tyler Myers.
Here we go, rotating around through there, really making some hay right here. Smith got a little work to do here. I'm falling off the pace here. As McCarthy opening up a little bit of a gap there, back to Massey. This is the battle right here for P7 between Chris Campbell, Cameron Smith as they go down through here. They got the hammer moving down through there.
Now, Justin, at a track that's, like you said, you're kind of getting the car to pivot, you're getting the car to rotate, you're in a definite sort of a rhythm, as you'd call it. I think I was looking for that word a couple broadcasts ago. Is, man, we got a barbecue pit down there in pit lane with Matthew Fitz. Oh, I think he was just testing the engine, seeing if it's all right. Back to the conversation here, though. How do you drive a track like this, kind of with two corners that are completely different, and making sure that you're not kind of getting the better of yourself here, as Charles Van Schwick from last place all the way back up to P5?
Yeah, you've got to really make sure you don't over-rotate either corner too much. Make sure you kind of stay away from those rumble strips and make sure you hit your marks just right. Don't get too squirrely with it, and don't start trying to, oh, maybe I can get a little more off this corner. Don't do that. Set yourself up for good pace, and you'll be there at the end.
Golly. That is well said, Justin. And I don't know how he does it. I mean, I know he's got the iRating differential. Charles Van Schwick, 4,200 iRating. Started back there in 13th. That's 9 positions gained here if my math is math, and currently running 4th. That double O, kind of a throwback to the racing diecast machine. If you're looking for some diecast, some custom diecast, as well as if you're looking for quality in your diecast, make sure you hit up Charles Van Schwick over there on Facebook land.
Most definitely. Make sure to check him out. And make sure they check him out, get you a good diecast. He's got a lot of great sales going on right now. He's got a lot of homemade, or not homemade, he's got custom diecasts, man, they're awesome. So make sure to check him out and get you one ordered, and I'm sure Charles will hook you up for sure. Just make sure you put in the notes that Sean and Justin sent you that. Or we sent him, or sent them your way.
That brings me back to remember when Charles did that 100,000, or not, goodness, no. He did the 1,000 subscriber special
I'm
for us.
quitting my day job.
Yeah. That was pretty special. He set up the discount code for us. But, man, Justin Steves, that was one of the, he was second fastest in practice. He fell a little bit back here after kind of getting that front lock up there. I wonder if he upset that right or left front. Didn't quite see what tire it was, but fall back to P10 right here. He's still in it. He's trying to battle it there with Cameron Smith. And then, hey, Joe Stipe, that's another Stam Studio Network VIP member. Pays a little bit of a monthly little $5. Oh, $5. Okay, well, he's going to pancake the outside wall there, but he also gets some merch just about every month or two. Joe, we appreciate that, but hopefully he's got the steering wheel still up in it.
Well, thank them engineers back at the shop are going to enjoy those kind of licks very much. So, Joe, take care of her a little easier.
Whoa! Justin, these drivers are struggling. See Cameron Smith go
boot scooting up there. Somebody went boot scooting up there.
Pull out the boot scoot and might have to pull out the boogie with it there as Justin Steves kind of late corner apex. And this is what we mentioned here earlier on. We're gonna go into this transition from sun to sunset into nighttime. Temperatures they're not updating, but they're definitely continuing to fall here in the sim, and it's looking like
hot.
It has these drivers.
That's great. It's a great tip. We need more of it. I don't know about you, Sean, but it's been pretty cold around Alabama parts these years. At least right now, the past couple of weeks.
Man, Justin, I've been shivering my timbers down here in Texas.
Boy, it's been cold. I think this morning when I left, it said it was 24.
Golly, Okay, we haven't been down that low. Holy flock of Toolies.
Yeah, I'm out on that. I like about 65 where I can get it about 55, 60 where I can, I like, you know, good hoodie, some blue jeans. You know, that kind of stuff. That's good weather right there. Good weather.
Enough where you're not sweating, but cold enough to where you're getting a little bundled up. I'm right there with you. Speaking of the Alabama boy, how about Mark Berry, number 25? He was flying in practice, 4th fastest in practice. He's worked his way up to P6. Actually, matter of fact, lost his position since the start of the race, but that doesn't mean anything here as, once again, the long run speed is going to become a factor, especially if we continue to run green flag. If you're just now joining us, Sean Stam, Justin Yaw here live on Stam Studio Network. It's only 70% fuel runs, 4 tire sets available from Gateway. It's a 135-lap race, and Charles Van Schwick, after starting last place, the man out of Levittown, Pennsylvania, is a man on the mission, trying to make it happen on the outside right here.
So here we go. Here comes the pace, that W Energy machine looking down that 0-0. Chuck trying to do anything he can to get there. Looks like some guys mixing up with the paint scheme department this weekend. We'll have to get our scorecard or a notepad or something.
Yeah, I've counted, look, there's 1, count 2, count 3 across the stripe. I think Austin Mice with a relatively newer Maconi setup shop, number 97, gained 3 spots. Charles Van Schwick with that kind of throwback, maybe Richard Petty-esque goat racing diecast machine. And Sean Judson, I think those are like bones on the number thing is there as well. He's got a little Halloween action here on that W Energy, number 19. He's also got the pace here tonight, continuing to run in the top 5 position. Let's hop on board with Sean Judson as he's going to try to make the pass happen. He's going to be even with Charles Van Schwick across the line. Charles is not going to give up this spot early as he is going to make the outside line happen. Justin, we really haven't seen that outside work too much here tonight. Right now, starting to come into play. I wonder if the track's getting rubbered in.
Yeah, I'm wondering if everybody's starting to kind of figure out somewhere new to try to figure out where to go. They've got to try to put a little razzle-dazzle on it because Shutt right now has been the man on the move. Maybe start trying to rotate the bottom a little more. Maybe just see if you can follow his line. Be careful, that wall pokes out right there, and it'll you fight that part of the wall, it's going to probably win.
Oh, it's begging for it. Before I forget it, I was going to really quick bring up the do I have it? Okay, yeah, the last lap time history. Take a look at Charles Van Schwick up there, those top numbers. Sean Judson is compared to on the bottom there. But really, okay, lap 23, 24, 25. Van Schwick ran a 33.5, 33.7, and another 33.5. Looking back up here to McCarthy. McCarthy ran a 33.4, a 33.4, and another 3.4. So Tyler McCarthy is consistent, but some of these lap times that Charles Van Schwick, albeit he is in dirty air, he is in still putting passes down. Charles Van Schwick is still slicing, still dicing. He's thrown that fishing rod out, but he's working it there on the bottom of the line. He's working out on the bottom of the pond and slowly reeling in our race leader of Kyler McCarthy.
Well, I got my rod in, I got my bait. All I gotta do is hit, and wait for the big fish to come my way. Here, fishy, 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 here, fishy, fishy, fishy. Here comes Judson to the inside.
Yeah, that plays a whole new factor into the story. Sean Judson is not playing around. He's gonna fight it back here out of 3 and 4. That's the turn you can carry a little bit more speed and momentum out of. Sean Judson, he's gonna play a little bit of a factor here in Charles Van Schwick's Martin to the race lead. Sean's gonna back down the inside. He's gonna have to now play some defense. Defense.
Oh, I thought he was going to keep going with that. Well, here we go to the outside. Is Charles inside? Going to be Sean looking, bobbing a caution.
Who we got? Oh, I think it's Steve who goes around. saved it there. I don't see any damage on the Red Bull.
Did it gain wings?
I think he kept it on all fours, but we'll have to see. On all four tires here. Oh, it may have been contact. Let's see if he did gain any wing. All right, maybe some wings as Tyler Massey, Justin Steves were going at it there. That's even more contact for Tyler Myers.
Myers smoked that outside wall.
Now, Justin, you ever had some aerodynamic damage at a shorter track like this? I hope so.
All the time.
Yeah. Well, you can kind of contest how tight that car will get. And Tyler Massey, Justin Steves were continuing to go at it. And unfortunately, there it was a little bit of a 4 tires were turned better than 2, but contact there between the 2 at the drivers. Nice evasive action for Joe Stipe.
A little bob, a little weave, a little in, a little out.
Justin, everybody in Pop and YouTube land Pop Quiz, what are the 5 Ds of dodgeball? They're also the 5 Ds of racing, I think.
Dodge, dip, dub, and dive. Dodge. Yeah. Close.
Yeah, I give it to you. All right.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. I know
you can dodge a wrench. You can dodge a ball.
You can dodge a Kyler McCarthy. You can maybe dodge a Charles Van Schwick here tonight as McCarthy wins the race off pit lane. Tyler Massey, Austin Mice, Sean Judson. There's Charles Van Schwick. I think he loses a spot to Mark Berry. Chris Campbell and the Bearded Bear, Custom Hides, Toyota Camry. Cameron Smith, Tyler Myers, Joe Stipe. Matthew Fitz is still trying to get his damage all repaired back up. And Willie B. Roberts did turn some laps earlier, but down there in the pits at the time being. Justin, it's getting bittersweet here at this point. We're continuing to pretty much do it for the last time for the season for the Bump and Run Cup Series from this exhibition race. There's been so many good times here, but I'll start with my favorites here. I think going back to Phoenix, the Phoenix Spring race when we used that one as a highlight a couple times. I think it was Fitz who got it done down around the outside. But it's been so many times of O's. It's been so many times of no's. If you had to pick one, if you got one off the top of your mind, Justin, or anybody down there in YouTube land, feel free to let us know for this Bump and Run Cup Series.
I mean, that one obviously comes to mind just because of the excitement that it was. And maybe the crash fest that Indy was. We'll look back at the brickyard or whatever the yard bricks, whatever they called it. Just that race. I mean, I wonder like 11 or 12 cautions.
Yeah, which is totally uncharacteristic for Bump and Run, but it's actually very characteristic for Indy for some reason, for any league I broadcast. It's that's another funny one to bring up.
Yeah, Crash Fest 2025. I didn't know y'all didn't know that game was out yet, did you?
Nope, you got to hook up with the old discount code here, Justin.
There's a code?
No, not well. I think you got one for us now. No. All right.
Hey, that was news to me.
Yeah. All right. Well, the field it's in Kyler McCarthy's hands as he's had the pace tonight, but Charles Van Schwick, after once again starting from the rear of the field all the way back up to P5, but it's on these race restarts where you might see a little bit of argy-bargy. Welcome in Ricardo, welcome in Ted, welcome in Terry and Perry. Hey Ted, hopefully the recovery's going well here for you after today as this race restarts. You might see a little bit of elbows out here. Sean Judson and Mark Berry start to go at it for that final driver interview position.
Pinky's out, baby. Last race of the year, you got to do what you got to do to get this thing on the podium. All right, pop quiz for everybody else. Sean asked, what's the 5 Ds of dodgeball? Who says it? That's my question. Who is that? What's the name of the character that says it in the movie?
Can I go like credits name? Old man?
No, that don't count.
Well, that's my best.
I need a name.
All right, if anybody's got anything better in YouTube land, but I might have to take half a point.
All right, Sean. I decided to switch up the music. In case y'all are new with us and haven't tuned in, during the race, me and Sean had opposing things on this. I like to listen to music while we're sitting here racing, or like while we're just chilling here. Especially like if I'm doing my own thing. I switched up the music. Now we've switched to heavy metal. Sean, have you ever heard of the band Kill Switch Engage?
I've heard of Kill Switch, but not of Kill Switch Engage. You got me on that one.
Yeah, you got to go look them up. If you know, you know. The folks in YouTube land are pissing to go see that. How was he listening to that?
That'll wake you up.
Yeah, they're gonna go look that up and be like, "How is this country bumpkin? That sounds like cornbread." Listening to this, I love it.
I'm with you. There's some little heavier music I listen to. Somebody might be golly, I was about to say something. Yeah, it was. Real quick. I noticed Chris Campbell as sort of mentioned some heavy music that we're starting to listen to. And Justin, Chris Campbell, he's even after this race restart got the pace to kind of hang up here in this top 5 battle for the race lead. Let's go kind of underneath the helmet. Let's go virtually underneath the helmet with Chris Campbell. That's another driver who's got to set up a little bit, kind of, I guess that would be what, shorter ratios on the gearbox? I know you come from some drag racing world there, Justin. There might be enough horsepower in these NASCAR Next Gen to twist those chassis off the line.
Maybe just a little bit.
Probably
not the torque of like you'd see in a top fuel car. I mean, you gotta think, you know, the amount of horsepower that are in these cars compared to like what's in a top fuel car is like. Hang on, I'm trying to math, and math is not my strong suit. I mean, it's like
1,000
times 8.
Oh, times 8? Holy.
Yeah, I mean, you figure Cup car 750. So yeah, you're about right. 10 times the horsepower of that. So you basically look at the first 10 rows of like the Daytona 5, or excuse me, the first 5 rows of the Daytona 500.
Now, I remember when I worked a flow racing event up there at the Ennis track there. And Justin, that's a great way to put it. It's kind of like those front couple rows of Daytona. You feel the rumble up there in the super speedway stands, but you get some drag racing ripping off the line, or even the rollers, man. You feel that in you there as well. Pause, but this is a nice battle here between Austin Mice and Cameron Smith as Austin Mice is now down a lap. I wonder what happens there as we're starting to see the sparks fly at the rear ends of these machines.
Yeah, starting to kind of get bottomed out there. These tires are really going to go away. I know we've got a stop done, but man, you know, this place will eat up tires like it is nobody's business. So you got to just take care of these hot rods, get them to the end, get them to maybe just one more opportunity to get a pit stop and just milk this thing to the end. That's for sure, because boy, they'll start eating up tires left and right, and you're just kind of hanging on at that point. I don't know what it is about Gateway, man. This place will eat up some tires.
Yeah, I think, at least from my experience, it's how hard you try to send it down into corner entrance, and then it really might not only compromise your corner exit speed, but as well, I can tell you, it will compromise those right side tires. I was about to say, okay, Charles Van Schwick is already back up to P4. Kyler McCarthy still up in the race lead. Tyler Myers is trying to search for a little bit something on that outside line. But yeah, that's what I was going to mention. With these fuller fuel runs right now, it's only still 70% max that we can get in the tanks with Bump and Run Cup Series. But that's why we're starting to see those sparks fly out of the race restarts here as Kyler McCarthy works down the inside of Willie B. Roberts, puts him down one more lap there. It's open setup here for Bump and Run, and you Golly, look at how Tyler Massey's hard under the brakes there. Surprised we don't see the rotors glowing just yet, but so hard on him. It's almost like the front kind of frame rails or even rear diffusers dragging onto the racetrack with as heavy as these cars are with these 70% fuel loads.
Yeah, you kind of start seeing them almost like Sean said, too much junk in the trunk back there, and they just ain't too happy. I know you were trying to avoid saying that. Don't worry, I'll say it.
Appreciate it, Justin. You always got my back up there.
Too much. They got danced too much. Booty in the pants. Come on.
Man, Joe Stipe, he's a kind of oh my goodness, I just dropped my notes. That's okay. Joe Stipe, I've kind of been also seeing the 00 search for a little bit of grip up there on the outside line. I don't know if it's just trying to keep some clean air on the front nose of the 00 Ford Mustang Mobile 1 machine, but he's kind of been running consistent lap times with Cameron Smith. Cameron Smith was also running lap times relative to the top 4 and 5, so everybody has very nice pace here tonight. Joe's continuing to run way up there, sends it way down there deep into the corner entrance. Here comes a nice battle between Mark Berry, Chris Campbell, as they're trying to chase Charles Van Schrick in the 00 Goat Racing diecast.
They tried to work their way around that 00 machine, boy, as he got a head of steam, rolling right along through here. But they're all still chasing that number 24, Kyler McCarthy, the foot cam man, whatever you want to call him. He's got a lot. Ooh, Barry going to tag the wall right there just a little bit, working their way around through this lap. Here comes Campbell, kind of looking inside, trying to make up any little gap. Oh, Willie B. I think Willie B just missed the corner a little bit there. Gonna go up there and make sure the outside wall is still there. Believe it is. According to reports, the outside wall is still there, folks.
Willie B
and y'all know the tune. Playing my team.
He's gonna fight that wall a little bit. He's gonna tickle that wall a little bit on the outside. He's gonna live to fight another day in the 71 machine. It had to have been some sort of hardware damage or something to put him 34 laps down earlier, but oh goodness, it looks like he's going to bring it down to the pits this time by. But Willie B. Roberts, he's a special driver here to me because as not only sent it Mach 2 into the pits, I think, but Willie B. Roberts, I caught him in an official race months ago. I normally don't even have my voice chat turned up, which is kind of rare, but Willie B. Roberts, he's like, Sean, don't you do some broadcasts for the Bump and Run Cup Series? Well, yes, sirree, Bobcat Tail. Willie B. Roberts and I were going at it. I think it may have been Indy that official week, but it's fun getting to be able to run into to some of you guys out there in the official iRacing world.
It's an official guy. Not I.
Justin, you got to join some. I joined one of the leagues that some of the other drivers have put together here that we broadcasted for. And I know it's not all super speedways, but if you're, I think we're going to Texas. We just ran at Olmsted. There's some really good tracks on the schedule.
I might be down to gamble a little bit. Try that.
There you go.
I like to party.
Like the Arca car, the newer one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, now we're talking. A lot of familiar names in it, too, so I'll make sure to send over the information. The season just started up, so well, as I continue to glance up in the top left of the screen, Justin, it's lap 52 out of 135. We're getting closer and closer towards the white and checkered flag on the last race of the Bump and Run season. Although it's exhibition, we're still having fun up here. I think you do it one last time for our fans down there live in YouTube land, especially live in YouTube chat. Ghost has joined the chat. Terry, Ricardo, Carrie, Ricardo, Poofy, Cheese. That's a new one as well. Hello, everybody joining in here tonight. This is our last crank it up for the Bump and Run season. you can slowly crank this puppy back down. Sean Stam, Justin Yaw up here in the booth with you live on Stam Studio Network. It's the last race here for the Bump and Run Cup Series, although it's exhibition as we have rounded out the race season last week at Phoenix Raceway, where Kyler McCarthy finished out the season with that championship win. Congratulations once again, Kyler McCarthy. He popped the champagne. Well, it's Kyler McCarthy and Tyler Massey. Those are the two drivers who made it out to championship race weekend, and they're right now running 1-2.
Just a little bit of back and forth, in and out, babbing and weaving right now, and Massey just trying to keep the pace, and he's done a better job before this go around of just kind of keeping the pace, less than a second right there. You know, the gap's kind of opening and closing, but he's kind of done a good job the past, you know, well, really this run of just kind of keeping it within reaching distance, not letting it get too far out there, but just kind of, Kyler has a bobble or something right there to maybe take advantage of it.
God, I don't know if Tyler's going to get the Sean Tater or the Yaman Tater curse. I don't know who we chalk it up. But actually, I'm going to take that back. I just saw Tyler Massey get about as deep as I've seen anybody send it into 3 and 4 last time by. But he actually got the speed out and off of turn number 4, continued to put down even one more tenth of a second on our race leader, Kyler McCarthy. McCarthy's been lights out pace tonight, number 24 Nitro Racing setup shot machine on rails, but that Harvest Stam Studio Network Dark Horse Ford Mustang, he's coming to life here on the later run. Remember, I mentioned that earlier on the race, ladies and gents. It's the late run speed that's going to matter here tonight from Gateway as that gap continues to close.
Making his way towards the front here. Just gotta do what you can. Don't let it get too far out of your grasp. Don't start trying to reach maybe too far and over rotate this thing or do something dumb. Just keep it within your distance, and you'll be A-O to the K.
Almost halfway through it. It's happening up here. You know what else is happening down there? It's Charles Van Swick. It was happening a little bit quicker earlier on in the race. He was up to 9 positions gained. Charles Van Swick now up to P5, so back to 8 positions gained, but he's still working his way through the pack. It's going to get harder and harder to pass these drivers as you work your way closer and closer towards the front. So it's really kind of a three different drivers that we're looking at here tonight. Sean Judson, Mark Berry, you could also include them in the talk as well. Kyler McCarthy, he continues to lead laps, put him down like he owns Gateway something. 62 laps left for McCarthy. Tyler Massey closing in on the race lead. Sean Judson hanging out there in P3 if anything happens. Mark Berry fast, number 25 Crimson Tide machine. And then Charles Van Swick works his way up to P5, 8 positions gained since the start.
So they're just kind of making our way through here. Yeah, Charles has been kind of the man on the hunt here. Started dead last. You know who his car reminds me of right now with this paint scheme?
Oh, it's the King?
It looks like the King. Yeah. All he needs is the Dynaco stickers.
I mean, with the penny blue like that, in the very, very vibrant orange, it's got to be a little bit of a homage to the King himself, right?
Yes, I would think so.
Actually, that's actually Goat Racing, Goat Diecast. No, hang on, wait for it. I messed it up. Never mind. Goat Racing Diecast new company colors right there. We'll go back up to the race lead. This gap for it here, it's been back and forth, just a little cat and mouse. Massey back up here to 1 second back, but it's looking like Christmas. Green and red in the lap time history.
Yeah, just kind of kept it, a lot of cat and mouse, a lot of back and forth, little Tom and Jerry action going there, just, you know, setting each other up, not getting too far away, but Massey gonna have to just kind of pick a line here and try to maybe see if it'll start allowing him to catch up just a little bit as Kyler just kind of not really getting too far out there, but just kind of just hugging the bottom. Foot's gonna just roll back into the throttle. Just rotate that thing off very well. Just don't put yourself in a position you don't need to be in. That's having to push the car way beyond what it's set up for. Sean, if you'll excuse me, I got to step away for just a moment.
All right, no worries there. It's a good timing for it because we got to sing some happy birthdays up here in the booth. We got Sean Judson, the man, the myth, the legend. He was running, he continues to run P3. Have a nice night here tonight, Poofy. We appreciate you letting us know down there live in YouTube land. Sean Judson, happy belated birthday to the driver of the W Energy Toyota Camry machine. If he gets a top 3 finish, I have to write that down in my notes here. Sean Judson, happy birthday belated birthday to the man. That's gonna continue to kind of allow him to, I think, fight a little bit harder for his right to party, as he's definitely deserved it. Oh, Ghost says, oh, there's no fixing my car. She's done. That is Matthew Fitz. He says it's okay, hardware issue. That's exactly what I thought, Matthew. If you're still watching down here in YouTube land, it looked a little bit goofy from up here in the booth, as well as we cut to the onboard driver cam. So unfortunately, Matthew Fitz out of the race. Barry joined us as well. So Barry, Terry, Kerry, Ricardo. Ricardo says the trucks are coming in Midwest Elite Racing. That's right, and they're the Stam Studio Network Racing Series Truck Series. That's going to be a lot of fun to do some broadcasting for. Ricardo, we've seen you have the pace in the ARCA series. It'll be fun to watch you kind of put those trucks to work as well. As we'll go back out here to the race lead. Tyler McCarthy, Tyler Massey. This battle, hey, look at Tyler Massey. He's only now down 0.5 of a second, ladies and gentlemen. I know I mentioned it a couple times tonight, but Tyler Massey, Austin Meiss, Joe Stipe. This is quite a few drivers that you'll see down there in the bottom of your screen. They are monthly contributors here to Stam Studio Network. I think it's like only $5 a month to get your name scrolling across the bottom of your screen, as well as you get some merch sent your way just about every month or two, just to kind of show my appreciation for you appreciating me. It goes back and forth here on Stam Studio Network. It goes back and forth out here on the virtual racetrack between these drivers. And it's a little bit of, yeah, you guessed it, once again, cat and mouse. Kyler McCarthy trying to run away from a hard-charging Tyler Massey. These drivers running in the championship standings where they finished. Kyler McCarthy, our Bump and Run Cup Series champion. Tyler Massey, bridesmaid position. He's running in that spot tonight as well.
So I'm back. Man had to go, forgot he had to do laundry. I gotta go out of town tomorrow, so I realized, hey, I might need to do some laundry. So that's all we had to do there. But still looking at it here, McCarthy still out front. Massey kind of slowly picking back at the gap a little bit, but not really there. He's kind of cutting under a second there, but you start to wonder maybe what lap do we maybe look at coming in, trying to figure out where we kind of start the cycle. As you can see, everybody last pit on lap 30, so we have went over that 30 mark this next time by, and we start kind of having to crunch the numbers and figure out where the math is going to take us to of when we come in again.
So before, it's lap 73 out of 135. Definitely still looking at one more pit stop left here tonight. We're looking at one more pit stop and still continuing to look at the long run speed for Tyler Massey's Dark Horse Ford Mustang Harvest Stam Studio Network machine. Real quick before we get back to racing action, though, we have to once again thank the drivers putting on a show here for us live in Racing Land. We have to thank the league owners throughout this whole season. It's been, what has it been, 32 races, I think, that's you guys have had us here for the Bump and Run Cup Series this whole season. Justin and I can't thank you enough from the bottom of our hearts. You've been all putting on a show for everybody down there live, as well as in the race replay of Stam Studio Network. Joe Stipe, the member, the man, the myth, the legend. He joined us down there live in YouTube land, waving. J.M. Bryant says, hell yeah, brother, the boogeyman from the Madness Racing League, scouting out the competition. We have so many newer chatters here tonight as well. Terry, Ricardo, Kerry Barry. Some familiar faces down there as well as those sponsors and affiliates who continue to kind of allow us to bring you coverage here for the BNR Cup Series. Extreme Scoring, the Alpha One Foundation, Admin Box, Bearded Bear Custom Hides, Cotton Bowl Speedway just out of Austin, Texas. Here we go. Justin Yaw, I think we're going to have to come to you here. Tyler Massey, we're going to look at a green flag pit stop. He's the first bleeding driver to do it.
Here comes Massey again. It's been real quiet on the radio. Not a whole lot said on this number 17 Ford Mustang. Car must be real good. They're going to come in, I think, going to take 4 topper off with Sunoco fuel. See if maybe make a little bit of an adjustment, but not too much. So here he comes, kind of make his way down the front stretch here. And there goes Cameron Smith, also coming in for a little service there. But here comes the 17, and to get in, hit your marks. Right side going to go on. We got Mr. Barry coming in behind him. Running the P7 position. Right sides go on. Here come the left sides for the 17. He's going to lose a little track position. Don't spin the tires. Make sure you don't speed. And Mr. Barry going to take all 4s, topper off with Sunoco fuel, and he'll be back out. Back to you in the booth, Sean.
Excellent calls down there on pit lane. Justin, and welcome back here up here in the virtual booth. I think we're going to do a little bit of switching and jeeving and jiving down here with some pit stops that are starting to come up, as it looks like Kyler McCarthy, he's on the lower line, might find his way down pit lane this time by Justin. It's maybe a little bit riskier on these earlier pit stops, but I think it might be the way to go if you're looking for maybe a little bit of aggression on the second half of this race. What's going through your mind here as a driver as your fuel is now dwindling?
Your thoughts got to go to how much does the crew chief need me to save? You got to look at your numbers. Make sure you're not going to put yourself in a bind later on in this run. Next thing you know, you're sitting there having to do the math and you run out. So really make sure you do what you need to. Make sure you listen to your crew chief and take care of those tires. That's going to be the big thing here today. Make sure you take care of those tires, because at the end of the day, you only made one stop and you're going to have to hope it holds. Don't want to have to make a late race stop to get some more fuel or a new set of tires, that's for sure.
Sean Justin passes Tyler Massey. I'm still doing it last race. Tyler Myers and the number 45. Charles Van Swick is continuing to close in on this battle for the race lead. And I kind of noticed, as you were mentioning one point earlier on the race when we were on board with Charles, I think he was still dumping the clutch into the corner entrances. Even at a short track, we see Charles Van Swick, and I'm getting some deja vu saying this, but he is a fuel-saving machine. Charles Van Swick, I'm wondering if he's going to try to go just a little bit longer here on this stint. He's going to have, doing that, he's going to have the newer tires underneath of him to get towards the white and checkered flag if it continues to run green.
Yeah, that's the question. Maybe doing a little clutch pop. I don't know how much you feel you're really saving doing that. But, you know, I've never really sat down and thought about the math on it too much. So, never know. Just, I mean, the slightest bit
He's still doing
it. Really could really mean the difference. And maybe a good a win possibly, or maybe a solid P3 finish.
Justin, my jaw just dropped to the floor.
Just coasting.
God, dude, that's more than a coast. Charles Van Swick, he's got his calculator out. He's got his fuel black box up and running. Oh, this changes everything. This is what I was mentioning, risk versus reward. Caution on the speedway.
Yeah, that's going to come kind of at a valuable time for everybody. They really needed, a lot of these other folks needed some time to get in here and get some pit service on them machines, that's for sure.
Oh, Cameron, no! Lock her down!
Ooh! Little oopsies.
This is really, really interesting timing on this caution, Justin.
Yeah, it is.
Bunk. Gonna say hello to cameraman Billy Bob Joe up there for us. Hi, Cameron. God, imagine if your street car sounded like that, Justin. I don't know what you drive, but just cut off the muffler real quick, make it sound like this.
Me, I currently drive an F-150, so it's loud.
Yeah, that's Justin leaving for work in the morning right there.
Yeah, I know my neighbors hate me. My neighbors being my grandma.
Oh, no, not the Grammy. All right, well, Justin, this changes everything. I believe we're coming down there to you once again. We'll let you virtually get down, get the virtual fire suit on to make you available down there in pit lane. Coming to you, McCarthy, Judson, Van Schwick, Steves. Massey is in. No, Massey is out. It's the top 3 drivers that are coming to you.
So here we go, McCarthy. Like I said, it's been real quiet on this radio station, or this radio channel.
Man, he's
really been putting it on. Yeah, he's locked in right now, and here comes everybody else trying to figure out how they can catch this man. All right, 4 tires, probably going to go on this hot rod, a little Sunoco fuel to top her off, try to get us to the end. Right side's going to go on. We got Sean Judson back there. Austin Myers also coming in. Right side's going to go on. For McCarthy, there comes Mr. Charles back there from the back. Here comes Austin. Here comes Sean. It's pretty much leaving the same way they did. I think maybe McCarthy. McCarthy going to get out there clean and green. I think Judson going to maybe lose a spot to Austin there. So we got Justin Steves back here coming in for service also.
Appreciate it, Justin. Good calls down there from the virtual pit lane. It's Kyler McCarthy out up front. Sean Judson, Charles Van Schwick, and Tyler Massey. Let's see here. Tyler Massey, Justin Steves, Mark Berry, and Chris Campbell, who rounded the top 7. But it's all going to be a game of strategy from this point on. As I think the newer tires, they'll definitely play a factor tonight, Justin. We've seen just how detrimental, if you push the car a little bit too earlier on in the run, you're going to be fighting a really, really tight NASCAR next-gen machine here as laps continue to dwindle on.
Yeah, you're going to be fighting that, baby, and that's the one thing you don't want to do, especially here at Gateway, because all it takes is a little bobble, and you're going to meet that inside wall at full head of steam. You don't want that, that's for sure. You guys trying to get a lap back there. So they'll be coming around. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes, you know.
All right. It's getting a little bit real up here. Only 40 more laps to go. Kyler McCarthy is still our race leader. We've had 2 cautions, 6 laps. And Justin, right now, Charles Van Schwick is saying thank goodness, because this restacks, this re-racks the field. A driver with probably the fastest car here tonight is right on our race leader and pole sitter's rear bumper. Is Charles Van Schwick will restart on the inside row of the second row. How about Justin Steves? He's had some short run speed. We'll see if he's made those adjustments to the number 87 Red Bull machine. Gets a little bit of long run speed action happening. Kyler McCarthy, the field is in your hands. We are green flag racing here from Virtual Worldwide Technology Raceway.
Yeah, now we've got a few new players up here that were trying to get to the front, but now they have caught it. Sean Judson and Chuck up here, and here comes that 97 of Austin. He's going to try to see what he can do. Excuse me.
Austin is up there, but I think of what?
2 laps down.
Golly, he's got the pace too. That's got to sting for the 97 when he set up machine.
Yeah, he's still going to race these boys hard, that's for sure. And Campbell right there in that Bright machine, Bright 68 machine, he's a lap down also. So really, Tyler Massey's got a lot of guys to try to race through right here to get back up to the front and try to battle McCarthy for the race lead.
McCarthy trying to stretch his legs heading into turns 3 and 4. You can carry a little bit more speed and momentum here through 3 and 4, but you got to be on that brake pedal in 1 and 2. These two turns completely different from one another. Kyler McCarthy, he's probably, I don't think he's blinked within the last probably 10, 15 laps, I wouldn't imagine. We'll hop on board with him here. Let's see the mental and physical work down there with the foot cam that it takes to put down race-winning laps here around Worldwide Technology Raceway. His last lap was the best lap of the race, a 32.28 for the time being.
Yeah, I don't think he's hurting too bad right now.
Yeah,
let me go lay down this fastest lap. They are working their way around through here at steam and moving right along through here. Look at the feet go to work right there. He's having to really make sure he's locked in there as they're working their way around through here. He's got a new man in Sean Judson right now following right behind him. Judson trying to just see if he can maybe knock on the back door or maybe upset the bumper. At what point do we start maybe looking at the chrome horn? Here comes Judson, gonna look to the inside, gonna have to go back outside as McCarthy throws the block. Right there, Sean Judson gonna try to get to the race lead there. 24 gonna stick that thing right against the bottom of the racetrack. That 19 with a great run off the corner. McCarthy not gonna go for the block here. Maybe gonna look to the crossover move as they head to the corner. Here comes Sean Judson to the race lead. McCarthy gonna have to work to second place, but not for long. He's gonna look for maybe the crossover move. Not gonna come to fruition as Judson tags somebody tagged the wall. I don't know if that was Sean or
Justin. I think that
here comes that 97.
I think that was Kyler McCarthy who shipped it down there in 3 and 4. Got way too friendly with the outside wall. Sean Judson, like you said, to the race lead. Kyler McCarthy, he's probably saying, where did he come from? Where did he go? Probably calling Sean Judson up there, Cotton Eye Joe, as maybe a little bit of panic sets in for the number 24 machine.
A little panic, I think, is maybe on the mind of Kyler, like, oh my gosh, this is the first time we've had to really race in some dirty air. So interested to see, is he going to be able to kind of get to the front there? He's going to have to really put in some work here, try to maybe work around. And don't count that 97. He's down a couple laps, but don't count out Austin. Always been a player up front all season long.
Liking what I'm seeing here out of the number 97 machine. He's not quite flirting with disaster per se with battling up here between this kind of battle for the race lead, but he's let these drivers know, hey, I got the speed, I got the pace, and if the cautions do fly Austin Meiss's way, the newlywed himself, congratulations, Mr. Austin Meiss, he's going to still be right up within this battle here. Like you said, Justin, Austin definitely has the pace, and the number 97 McConey setup machine. She's looked down the inside a couple of times here on Kyler McCarthy. Doesn't quite try to find the throttle pedal there just a little sooner. And I think if he does, he might make this pass here. What would on track for P2. Here we go. Speak of the devil.
Knock, here he comes.
Trick or treat, smell his feet. Give Austin something good to eat. Austin's trying it, but still not able to make it happen. No pun intended there for the Kyler McCarthy machine.
Maybe a little.
Yeah, thinking back, maybe it was, yeah, maybe so.
That'd be good.
Well, I think I misspoke a little bit earlier. I called it 40, but my math was not math. And I think we're now at 40 laps to go here tonight from Gateway. Last race of the Bump and Run Cup Series. Although it's exhibition, as we have now crowned our champion. Our champion's trying to fight for his right to party and pop the virtual champagne, as he now has a driver who's 2 laps down right behind him, and a driver who's now taken the race lead away from Kyler McCarthy, our pole sitter.
A little back and forth. That's what we like to see here. You like a good battle going on back and forth. That's what makes it exciting for the fans. The Dynaco machine right there for Charles. He's kind of in this picture right here. They're trying to work to get a lap back. Well, he's got to get through Kyler. He's got to get through Judson. Sean going to also going to ship that thing on down through there. Boy, he sent that 97 on in there. He's all over the back bumper, that number 24. And maybe at the point that McCarthy's going to look in that rearview mirror and be like, maybe, I'll let him by. But McCarthy, I don't know if McCarthy's looked down at the black box in the bottom right or wherever he's got it set up at, maybe thinking, hey, he's not a lap down.
And this is very interesting, Justin, because we got the BNR Racing Network saying live in YouTube land. He's telling us to remember that Kyler McCarthy, of course, being the Rookie Series champion, and of course, Chris Campbell will be the regular series champion. So that's again, two drivers that we have to shout at here, not only tonight, but as well as their performance throughout the whole racing season. These drivers have earned it, and it's the Bearded Bear Custom Hide 68 machine of Chris Campbell who has earned that regular series champion, Kyler McCarthy, with the Rookie Series championship. So we crowned two winners just a racing week ago, but right now they're still all racing like it all comes down there tonight, Justin. We've seen some virtual elbows at. It's going to be about 37, I think, 36 laps to go, 31 laps to go, I think if my math is mathing. And just now, 0.2 of a second, here comes a ship down in the inside line. Sean Judson, that's the 97 of Austin Mice, is fighting like he's still up on the lead lap. He's got the pace to do it, but as this continues to dwindle down here a little bit closer to the white checkered flag, it'll be interesting to see what happens between these two. And Charles Van Schwick he's knocking on heaven's door as well.
Yeah, right now he's doing everything he can to try to just get up there. Doing everything he can try to do. I mean, he is looking, screaming, scheming, doing everything he can possibly try to do to just get a little bit of breath and try to maybe get some fresh air somewhere.
Here comes Charles. He's going to try to make a pass down the inside line of 3 and 4. That's a little bit easier passing zone to do it, I think. He's going to try to wrap that corner apex a little bit later than the number 97 of the McConey sit-up shop, Austin Mice. Charles Van Schwick puts, I wouldn't say puts down a lap, but passes Austin Mice, able to work back to where he's trying to fight, and that's for the battle for P2 as Charles Van Schwick has the final driver interview spot right now. Kyler McCarthy, rookie champion to P2. Chris Campbell, regular season champion to P7, and it's only 3.5 tenths that separate Sean Judson and Kyler McCarthy from the race win tonight.
There's still hard racing going on right here. Nobody's going to check up. Nobody wants to just give away a win, that's for sure. Why would you want to do that? Man, you got to make sure you take care of this hot rod. A lot of racing still left to go, and that's for sure.
It's still back and forth between our two front race leaders, and looking at the last pit stop strategy as well. I mean, it's the top three drivers, Judson, McCarthy, and Van Schwick, who last pit on lap 83. And then it's Tyler Massey, Mark Berry. You might be asking what happened to the 17 and the 25 earlier on in the race. Well, I think there's your answer. That's how much tires are going to matter here tonight. I believe everybody's going to have enough Sunoco fuel to make it to the end. Knock on wood. I'm maybe 90% sure there. But Kyler McCarthy, it's going to be interesting, not on his fuel tank, but it's going to be kind of interesting on those right side Goodyear Racing Eagles, if he's got enough pace left in him to not only hold off the man who has started in last place tonight, the man with the highest I rating of the field, Charles Van Schwick, but it's also Kyler McCarthy playing offense as well, as he's going to try to maybe try and get that spot back from Sean Judson. I think his eyes are more in the rearview mirror right now.
Yeah, everybody just kind of figuring out where they need to go.
Justin, we'll hop on board with Charles Van Schwick. What are you seeing from the race wheel? What are you hearing in the throttle inputs as well as maybe brake inputs as well?
Well, I've noticed he stopped doing the clutch pop. I noticed he stopped doing that. So I'm wondering if maybe he's got enough right here to kind of stretch it out. I think maybe he's trying to, he's realized he can stretch this thing out further as he needs to, and ain't gonna try to push it too hard. And now he's got to go to work. He's got to do damage control, try to get this thing to the front of the pack, and if he wants to contend for this race lead, that's for sure. What about you, Sean? What are you noticing out of that 41 right now? Or 00, whatever number he is.
You took the words out of my mouth there, Justin. Charles Van Zwick, he's not popping the clutch anymore. These drivers, at least the top three on that lap 83 pit stop strategy. We got Ghost Who's Matthew Fitz saying it's bit by bit the fresh tire confidence. There is 4 tire sets available here for us, so it really kind of evens the field at least for the top 3. And then the BNR Racing Network, Joe Stipe is still down here hanging with us live on YouTube land. Terry as well as Barry, as well as Carrie. Yes, we got a lot of racing fans down there on Stam Studio Network. It's only 29 laps to go. The tears are starting to find their way up to the eyeballs as we hope to kind of re-sign another broadcast contract here for the Bump and Run Cup Series. But as far as racing action goes, you can't get much better than a 4/10 of a second battle for the race lead and a 1/10 of a second battle here for P2. Oh, contact!
Little bump, little run. That's what we like.
That's what we like. That's what we're named.
That's why we like it.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Oh my God, is he up there in the booth?
Stone Cold just want to drive a race car.
Oh my God, the Yamentator, he's done it. It sounded like he was actually up there. Whoa.
By the way, if I magically disappear, apparently my headset is not as charged as I thought it was. So if I magically disappear, I got to change over right quick.
Alrighty, no worries, Justin. Appreciate you letting us know up here in the booth. We appreciate the drivers putting on a show. Appreciate the racing league owners, race control, as well as every single one of you watching, as well as chatting it up here on Sam Studio Network. Only 26 laps to go. It's only 0.6 of a second between Sean Judson, as he's now going to have to start to work around some lap traffic. That's going to continue to close this gap here between the race leader and P2. Kyler McCarthy, our Bump and Run Rookie Cup Series champion, is fighting for his right to party, as he's going to now have to pass Cameron Smith and get a little bit closer there to Sean Judson. Cameron Smith, there's contact. There's Cameron washes up the racetrack. Kyler McCarthy saying, I got places to go, go, go. Cameron Smith spins him. He spins Kyler McCarthy out, but Kyler McCarthy locks it down.
Holy Moses on a rocket-powered pogo stick. That is, yeah, that's something right there. That's for sure. I don't know what you call it, but that is,
Have you ever? I guess we have, maybe, but oh my goodness gracious, that's another caution that kind of changes everything. That's front-end damage. Kyler, if you got yourself a copy, I would pit for a newer set of tires, and I would definitely get that front-end damage repaired back up there, as that Chevrolet Camaro has normally a point to it. It looks a little sad there. Probably 40 seconds worth of damage.
a sad marrow.
Yeah. A sad marrow. Oh, wait. Did it? No, it didn't pop itself back out. It did? No. Okay. We'll take a look at, we saw it live up there in front of us. I didn't think that this would really transpire to anything else there, but a little bit of a bump, a little bit of a run, and then I think Cameron Smith, does he just turn left? Oh, God.
Exit stage left. That's what it is.
That's a good one. I say, oh God, we're gonna have to bring up Billy Joe here. Okay, we'll take one more look at this. We'll slow it down, and then we'll take a look at who wins the race off pit lane, as we'll also cut onto the live onboard shot there with Cameron Smith. Maybe not too happy with the bump and run there, but that was nice. That was very exquisite braking lockup timing there for Kyler McCarthy. I don't think if he did, I think Kyler McCarthy would have been up there into the outside wall. Charles Van Zwick wins the race off pit lane. Sean Judson, Tyler Massey, Justin Steves up to P4. Mark Berry, Kyler McCarthy is getting that damage all fixed up. And it's our regular series points champion, Chris Campbell, down and into the bits as well.
Yeah, a little fresh Sunoco, little fresh Goodyear ain't never gonna hurt nobody. I was gonna make a dirty joke, but I ain't gonna do that. We're a PG channel.
At least try to be, but man, I remember in the championship race. I think this came up again. I'll let you out of it here, Justin. Let's hop on board with Cameron Smith. Let's see if he jolts that wheel to the left here. Okay, there's the contact from Kyler McCarthy. Remember, these aren't drivers on the same lap. That's interesting looking, but I don't know.
I don't know, man. That may be one of them deals that he was just kind of. It wasn't trying to spin him. Maybe just say, "Hey, man, I don't appreciate the push," you know. And maybe when they got a little too close, maybe he didn't think he was as close as he was.
Yeah, I might actually have to take back what I said to Cameron Smith. Cameron, if you're still watching here, because it almost kind of looks like, I don't know if you called it loose or just jolts the wheel to the left. It's kind of looks like a combo, a little bit of both. But McCarthy, nice save there. He locks it back down. That's only been our third caution for 8 laps, only 1 lead change. As Charles Van Schwick is now taking the green flag. He's going to bring the field to green as he's got Sean Judson, pretty much the fastest driver here tonight, at least after that race restart. It's Austin Mice, 97, gets out of the way. He allows these lead lap drivers to take it to him with only 22 laps to go. Charles Van Schwick, that's clean air for the 00. That might be a little dangerous as Sean Judson and now Tyler Massey start to look side by side out of turn number 2.
Side by side, there you go. Looking, Bob and we've been doing everything they could possibly do to try to get the position. As Chuck going to go to the lead here. Here comes that 17 back on the lead lap here. So he is able to kind of start really processing moves and maybe seeing what he can do. But Chuck, the back to front, man, going to be able to get to the point.
Charles Van Schwick to the point after starting last place, back up to first. Kyler McCarthy, after a little bit of damage on his side, really the front nose on his side. Kyler McCarthy looks like he gets the majority of that aerodynamic damage all fixed back up, but he's going to restart here in the 6th position. Looks like there is that's not as fast as that number 24 Nitro Racing setup shot machine has been tonight. We're going to go back up here to the front, though. Sean Judson, this is the 2nd. This is the 3rd. This is probably the 4th time we've seen Sean Judson fight his way back up to the race lead. He might actually have an offensive move here going into turn 3 and 4. Oh!
Hey. Boy, that 17 is sitting in the catbird seat.
You're right, Justin. Tyler Massey's got his popcorn bucket out right here.
Just keep going at it, boys. Wear them tires out.
Wear them tires at. These top 7 drivers have all will pit on lap 1-1-1. So it's, let's see here. Yeah, it's all kind of an even run between these drivers right now. It's still who's got that long run setup. 19 laps, it might not sound like a lot, but from this 1.25 mile speedway up here at the virtual gateway, it is a lot. Sean Judson, has a run down the inside line. Charles Van Schwick, he's got to leave the door open to get that little bit better run there out of the exit of turn number 2. And as these 2 drivers start to go at it, Justin, like you mentioned, here comes Stam Studio Network. Here comes Tyler Massey.
Here he comes. That 17 has been fast all night. Kind of got put in a pinch over there the other day. A little earlier in this race. But man, he is making the run at it right now. He's got to try to just keep this 17 in striking distance of the 00. Don't let this lead get too far out, but you've got to get that 17 or that 9.
Tyler Massey, he's going to slip in there a little slight bit there out of 3 and 4. Let's see if he's able to get that throttle pedal and steering wheel straightened back up here down the front straight away. Going back into turns 1 and 2. Tyler Massey just 0.15 seconds behind from Sean Judson. Sean Judson just 0.19 seconds behind of our race leader. It's Charles Van Schwick to the point. Let's see if he is Van Schwick enough here tonight to finish off 16 coming to 15 laps to go in the Bump and Run Cup Series. Throw a blanket over the top 3. 0041, whatever you want to call him. Charles Van Schwick to the point. Sean Judson P2. Here comes Sean Judson. He's going to have a run and a half going into 1 and 2. We're going to look side by side for the race lead. Sean Judson, he's going to make the outside line work. Sean Judson, he's not quite clear from Charles Van Schwick. It's still door to door out of turn number 2. The Commentators had set dives at the worst possible time. Sean Judson, he's still on the outside line. Sean is door corner clear from Charles Van Schwick. A driver with 3,000 rating is able to make a pass over a driver with 4,200. Sean Judson to the race lead, only 14 laps to go. Charles Van Schwick, he's not gonna try to go into panic mode here just yet. He knows there's still 14 laps to go. That's about 16 miles left here from Worldwide Technology Raceway. Sean Judson is going to make that clean air work just a little bit better for him here as he now starts to work with a little bit of an extension of this gap for the race lead. Lap 118, Van Schwick faster, lap 119 through 122. Unfortunately, it's all red down there for Van Schwick. Sean Judson continues to pull away ever so slightly from that race lead. Although I say that, Charles Van Schwick definitely retains himself within striking distance. Tyler Massey, just like Justin said here, Tyler Massey, I wouldn't count out any one of these top 3 battles for the drivers for the race lead, as they all have their popcorn bucket out here, except for Sean Judson. I think he's got his eyes glued to that rear view camera. Only 12 laps to go here from Worldwide Technology Raceway, looking back on board with the race leader. Charles Van Schwick is the man, the myth, the legend. He's also the man, kind of the meat of the sandwich right here. What do you do if you're joining us live on Stam Studio Network right here? Put yourself in that driver position of Charles Van Schwick. He's been the fastest driver out on the speedway tonight, but he is right now pinned behind P1, and he knows that P3 might have enough pace to pass him here as we continue to dwindle a little bit closer here towards this long run towards the finish. Sean Judson still with about 0.15 second gap from the race lead. Charles Van Schwick, P2, Tyler Massey, P3. And how about Mark Berry with a very, very nice, exquisite run for our exhibition race, the final race of the Bump and Run Cup Series. After crowning 2 champions a week ago, Mark Berry, he's up to P4. Our Rookie Series champion, Kyla McCarthy, he's up to P6, and our regular Series champion to P10. Still about even gap separating P1, P2, and about the even gap there, P3 as well. Throw a blanket over 1, 2, 3 tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue to dwindle just a little bit closer towards that white and checkered flag. Looking back again on board with our race leader, Sean Judson. There's only so much Charles Van Schwick can do within these braking zones. There's only so much you can push your NASCAR Next Gen here within the braking zones. Charles Van Schwick is going to look down the inside. This is going to be a battle for the race lead. Charles Van Schwick has a nice run here coming out of turn 4. Still door to door heading into turn number 1 for the race lead. Charles Van Schwick has the inside line. Kind of the more preferred racing line. Here comes Sean Judson. He's going to fight for his right. A little bit of side draft on his side. A little bit of side by side in turn 3. Here we go. Charles Van Schwick, a little bit of a slide up the track there on turn number 4. Charles Van Schwick back to the race lead for the time being. Wow, wow, wow. Charles Van Schwick has to play some defense over Sean Judson. Tyler Massey, he is hanging out there right there with him. I think that Sam Studio Network Harvest Dark Horse Ford Mustang, he's got enough. He is done playing around here tonight. All right, so now that Charles Van Schwick is back to the race lead, it is now side by side between P2 and P3. Careful with this battle here, ladies and well, gentlemen. Racers here, Sean Judson and Tyler Massey. You don't want to fight here too hard with only 6 and 5 laps to go. You'll start to kind of lose that gap to the race lead of Charles Van Schwick. All right, only 0.4 of a second separating race leader here, but really it's that battle for P2 that we got to look at. Sean Judson, Tyler Massey. Right now it's it's exactly 1/10 of a second last lap by. Sean Judson is going to try to do everything that he can right here to hold off another orange and gray machine, but it's going to be hard as Tyler Massey now has a run down the inside line. 5 coming to 4 laps to go at the end of the Bump and Run Cup Series. It's side by side between P2 and P3. All right, it's still orange and gray machines battling out for P2 and P3, trying to chase down Charles Van Schwick with only 3 laps to go from Gateway. From last place all the way back up to first. Does Charles Van Schwick have enough left on those right side right side Goodyear Racing Eagles as well as Sunoco Fuel Tank? Sean Judson, he's trying to reel in our race leader from Charles Van Schwick, but the gap stayed just about the same. 3 laps to go here in the Bump and Run Cup racing season. Tyler Massey, he's got maybe 2, maybe 3, I would call it 3 laps left to possibly make something happen. He's still close enough to make something happen here for that P2 position. Tyler Massey, this is out of 3 and 4. We'll come to 2 laps to go this time by. Let's hop on board with Tyler Massey. He's gonna try to get that steering wheel as straight and as early as he can. He's gonna find that throttle pedal and get as smoothly but as hard on that throttle pedal as he can to try to make up back to P2. He sips it down there into 3rd gear. Only 4 more chances for Tyler Massey to make this pass happen here for P2. Charles Van Schwick continues to run away with it. The driver there out of Pennsylvania. If you're looking for some racing die-cast machines, if you're looking for a little bit more quality instead of quantity, make sure you hit up Charles Van Schwick as he will catch our white flag lap tonight. It's a battle here for P2 as Sean Judson tries to get away. He tries to inch away from Tyler Massey, but it's just not happening. Tyler Massey, he goes way up the track in 1 and 2. That's going to help his corner exit speed going to the final time for the final 2 corners of the Bump and Run Cup Series. Tyler Massey, he tries to look down the inside, but Sean Judson plays defense, and out of the final turn, out of the final quarter, out of the final race, Charles Van Schwick goes back to back in the Bump and Run Cup Series. Congratulations on back-to-back wins here, Charles Van Schwick. Get the virtual champagne poppin' as we have Sean Judson, Tyler Massey, Mark Berry, Kyler McCarthy, Justin Steves make out the top 6. Chris Campbell, our regular season champion, finishes out P7, and our rookie series champion finishes out P5. Austin Mice, he finished out P8 after losing 2 laps earlier on in the race. He definitely had enough pace to make something happen here tonight. Tyler Myers, Cameron Smith, Joe Stipe, and Willie B. Roberts are who round out our 13 driver grid tonight. Is that Yamentator? All right, there you see the unofficial official race. Oh God, that's the wrong. Hang on. That's the wrong stuff there. Hang on. All right, there we go. This is the right stuff here. Charles Van Schmidt comes away with the race win. We'll chat with him in a few moments' time, as well as those top 3 finishers. Sean Judson, Tyler Massey, Mark Berry, Kyler McCarthy. Unfortunately, therefore, the 24 finishes P5, Justin Steves, Chris Campbell, Austin Mice, Tyler Myers, Cameron Smith, Joe Stipe, Willie B. Roberts, and Matthew Fitz. That's our top 13.
Thank you, Dennis. You can hear me now, sir?
Justin, the Yamentator, I got you. I'll meet you as we mosey on over to the top 3 driver interview booth.
Oh yeah.
I was leading.
Yeah, that was Cameron just like plowed into Kyler on purpose.
Hey guys, how's it going? Everybody got a copy up here live in the driver interview booth.
I got you.
Well, Charles, we're going to start up here with you, man. You go back-to-back victories here in the Bump and Run Cup Series. You get it done. How did you get it done from two, I would kind of consider them two similar tracks here from Phoenix and Gateway?
100% luck. The cautions fell my way. The people that were faster ran into problems. If the 3 or 4 guys, we threw a Mark Berry in there too. The 4 guys that finished behind me, if they didn't have issues, I'd probably be a 4th or 5th place car. So there's just the benefit of some stupid driving there. Oh shit! Sorry. Stupid driving there, and the caution kind of put. Tyler was fast. The caution kind of put him. I think he had to take the wave around, so he was allowed. I know he was probably conserving fuel there before the last caution. Before the caution, it was going to be Sean's or Tyler's win, then Sean's win, and then somehow my slow butt at this track ended up winning.
Well, Charles, it was at least a lot of fun to watch up here in the booth. It was a little bit of an argy-bargy fest down there on the track, but congratulations on your race win. Lots of drivers had pace here tonight, but you're going to find yourself here in the lucky victory lane. Charles, we appreciate you taking a brief word up here in the driver interview booth. Before we let you get going on our last race here, it brings a tear in my eye saying it's here, but who we shouting out to who makes it all possible here for you?
Well, obviously to you guys, or is it just you tonight? No, it's both of you. So you guys for a great broadcast.
We appreciate it, Charles.
Come on, your last one and you dropped the ball. Anyway,
I know.
Hopefully you come back for another season. I don't know what the plans are. To the admins that run the league, the drivers that are showing up. I mean, it's a fun league, open setups. I don't get the driver turnout. To Brian and Tyler and the guys that run the league, to the guys, I don't know what team I'm on week to week. I just hop in the chat, but it's always fun being in there. And then to my company, Goat Racing Diecast, I'm slowly getting set up in my new house. A lot of customs to do, so stay tuned for that. It's at goatracingdiecast.com. Use GoatRacing23 to get 10% off. New, previously owned, pre-orders, customs, apparel, sponsorships. It's all there, and hopefully you'll see my logo on a little bit bigger part of the car come Daytona for the ARCA Series.
Oh, Charles, that is amazing. Can't wait to see it there for you. Congratulations on another race win. We got to start clearing out that the B post up there for some more victory win stickers. Congratulations and have a great rest of your off season, man.
Thanks, man. You too.
All right, I believe the Yamentator is caught up with Mr. number 19, Mr. Fast tonight. It's Sean Judson who finishes P2.
How you guys doing tonight?
Sean, not the place we were hoping, but we'll take a P2 for sure.
Yeah, definitely did not need that last caution. I felt like once Kyler was in dirty air, he did not have, anything to get around me, and I was just sitting there saving the entire run there, and I was good to go for the end, and just that caution just put me behind. I had no short run pace.
Oh, Justin? I think Justin's headset keeps dying on him, so Sean, I'll save the Yamentator here briefly, real quick. That W Energy Toyota had some real nice pace tonight. You were on rails. I believe you had led. Let's see if the graphic will still work here. Hang on. It's gonna work. Oh, man. Well, we know you started fourth. You worked your way back up to B2. Lots of pace here tonight for you. Who makes it happen? Who we shouting out to here in the number 19?
Both my teams, Fat Boys Motorsports and Cover Bridge Racing, Scott, Cole, Michael, Mark, AJ, guys who get me faster every week. W Energy, Bittinger Creations, KDC Photography. You guys put on an awesome broadcast. I almost always go back and rewatch them unless, I do something stupid and wreck myself or whatever. But almost always go back and watch the broadcast because I enjoy watching them after the fact.
It happens like that sometimes.
Yeah,
Get that on the jobs.
I money shifted at New Hampshire under caution and just ruined a good run there.
Yeah. You get that on them big jobs, it's bound to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Sean, we appreciate you joining us this season. Hope to see you next year for some bump and run action.
I'll be around a few weeks, yeah.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Well, Sean, appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you.
We can do anything you let us know. Since I kind of missed that whole thing, if it's cool with you, Sean, I'm going to take Mr. Tyler Massey right here to round us out. Tyler, you got a copy, my friend?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Man, glad to see you in here. Not a win, but, a solid night for that number 17 Harvest Stem Studio Ford Mustang. We'll take a P3, kind of go into the off season, have some stuff to get ready for next year, and that's all we can ask for.
Yeah, the car definitely felt pretty good. I had a lot of trouble on the start of the race, hitting the restarts, just kind of going into the first turn. I didn't want to overshoot it, so I was kind of braking a little bit early and got into that dirty air. I was trying to I was kind of keeping up with Kyler because he was just a rocket the whole race. I got like a second behind him, and we were going on green flag pit stops. I tried to go like about 7 laps early, and Kyler was staying out, and as soon as I was about to take the lead lap again to get in front of Kyler, a caution came out. So I kind of thought our race was done at that point. So I'm really grateful to be able to get up to where I am right here. But the car felt good. It's just this track. It's one thing to get side by side with somebody, but to be able to pass them, it's like you get super tight when you're side by side, and then if you fail to pass them right there, then you get caught in that dirty air again, and you're just kind of fighting the car the whole way. Really unfortunate what happened with Kyler. Lap traffic lately has just seemed like it's been a real big hassle. But that was really fun racing near the end. Like I said, I don't know how it looked in the broadcast, but we were definitely driving our butts off there near the end. It's just it's so hard to kind of try to get a run and pass. But it was a lot of fun. Really glad I got this finish for the last race.
Most definitely, man. So does that kind of give you some confidence going into the off season, or you just going to kind of keep running, different things? What's kind of our game plan going into the off season here?
Yeah, just kind of, I'll keep up. It's got to be weird because I haven't done any official race in a while. I just kind of do the 2 league races a week. That's what I've been doing pretty much all year, it feels like. So I'll try to keep it in practice by doing some official races and just kind of do the same thing going into next year, except try not to miss any races. Maybe have a better chance at the championship because we missed a few this year. So I'm just really hoping to have another solid season next time.
Most definitely. Obviously, Tyler, We thank you for repping our logo all year long, or most of the year. Got anybody else you'd like to thank tonight?
Just thanking you guys, putting on the league, putting on the broadcast every week. As I always say, every week in the interview room, it just makes it so much fun just being able to go back and watch the races after the fact, and it just keeps people coming back every week. It just makes it interesting and makes it so much more fun than the official races. So I just appreciate you guys for doing that. And also Team Conti Setup Shop. I really been enjoying their setups. They have good guides to help you fine tune the car, because I think the setup for this car was for 115 degree track temp. So I had to play around with it, and they have good guides to help play around with it. So it's running pretty decent on a cool track.
Most definitely. Well, Tyler, we appreciate you racing with us each and every week. Hope to catch you again next year, and have a good off season. We'll try to catch you in February, hopefully soon.
You guys too. Have a great off season. Thank you again for hosting the race.
Yes, sir. Mr. Sean, you want to bring us home?
Justin, hang on, I got to cut the music here. It's what a way to wrap up here, Justin. What a race, what a season it's been for the Bump and Run Cup Series. Congratulations here tonight, whether Charles Van Swick, after Charles Van Swick was fast here throughout the field as well as throughout the season. Congratulations, Kyler McCarthy on the Rookie Series champion, and congratulations on Cameron Smith, the regular Series champion. They've earned every single little bit of it. It's been an incredible year of racing, and hopefully we can't do it all. Can't wait to do it all again next season. I got some, I don't know if I call them virtual or actual tears here, bringing up in the eyeballs, but I appreciate each and every single one of you. The Bump and Run drivers, the Bump and Run fans, Stam Studio Network fans, as well as you, Justin, for joining me each and every single race up here in the booth.
Man, I appreciate it. It's been an honor all season long getting to call some action with you, and hopefully we'll be back at it here soon. And folks, if you're not subscribed on to YouTube, make sure you do so. Keep up with all the action, and obviously you'll catch me and Sean commentating a lot more action as the season, or as this off season goes on. I'm sure we'll catch you real soon.
Thanks, everybody, and for the final time this season, drive those virtual cars home safe and fly those virtual flights home safe. Sean Stam, Justin Yaw here on Stam Studio Network. Have a great rest of your night and a great rest of your off season.